All right, Mike, so what are we doing here?
I'm going to change the Coilpacks and plugs, as they're notorious for
being problematic on the N54.
Yep.
So these are gapped.
Yep.
So we don't need to worry about that.
No.
All you do is unscrew them.
Yep.
What tool is this? I'm sure I have it, right?
Yeah, we do.
I'm glad.
The 12-point.
Yeah, so you need a 12-point socket.
Yep.
This is a E, internal torques?
No. This is a real world problem when you have so many tools you don't know where to look.
Right here.
Yeah, but those are too big. Too big.
Crap, I don't know if I have this then.
There. Yep, there it is.
Sick.
Sonic.
Heck yeah.
14mm 12-point.
That's how we know we're legit.
Yep.
And then the Coilpacks, just there's a nut on top.
Yeah, you got these just clip out. All you gotta do is pop this, pull that loose, one bolt, and the whole Coilpack pops out.
Why the heck do these things go bad? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. See, that's all you do, like that. You have to pull the cowl.
Oh, I got a new cabin air filter to put in there when you
filthy.
do that.
Yeah, it was dirty.
I got a brand new one to put in there.
You got to get the cowl so you can get the back Coilpack.
Oh, we need to fill up, this with water too, my squirter fluid thingy.
Okay.
I just put water in.
Okay.
Because we don't freeze here.
Yeah, put distilled in.
No, just water. Just from the freaking
hose?
Yeah, or from the, from that little filtered thing.
All right.
You need DI water.
Yeah, it's DI.
Yeah.
It's distilled.
It's close enough.
Close enough. Anyway, so I'm going to start that.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's a Coilpack. Video done. Check. All right, do that. I like that. All right, so Mike's working on the cleaning up and finishing up. He did coils, plugs, put a new, this is the OE filter, so he put a new cabin air filter in here. So we can put that in place. And we're gonna steam out all these cracks and crevices here, get all of this stuff just like new. And then when I get my new air box, this will all be done and clean. So yeah, this is all coming together. The only issue is we got a couple of, you notice there's a couple of screws that were a little wonky, yeah.
A couple are missing.
I don't have them.
Change one over there. There's a clip that wasn't in there, and there's no screw. But
so we're gonna get all these leaves, all that stuff out, and then this will be done. And then what we'll do is we're gonna flash it back to stock, but we'll do the downpipes first.
Yeah.
All right, so we finished compounding the whole car. So PPF's off, car's compounded. Mike's been, he did the coils, plugs. We did a new cabin air filter. Now we just they steamed all of the fender wells and the hubs. The hubs are all prepped. We're gonna get some painter's plastic to cover the car so we don't get any overspray on it. Now we're gonna finish up we're gonna perfect finish the whole car with a yellow pad, which is really pretty simple. You've seen me do that a bunch, so I'll have Bryce grab a little bit of the footage. But we'll perfect finish the whole car, and then we'll have to get it prepped for coating. So we're just going through, finishing up compounding. So I ended up doing M101 on the hood and trunk because they were a little bit rougher. And the rest of the car we did with Jescar. So Brandon did a lot of the edge work, did the doors, side of the car, roof. Tony and Brandon did most of the bulk of the car with Max, while Mike was doing the mechanical stuff, and then Shane and Mike did most of the PPF removal. I was doing wet sand of the trunk, so we've all all hands on deck have worked through the car, but it's looking good. It already looked pretty good, but we're really making it look amazing. So the coating should be completely removed. It is a steamer. Time to finish polish. This is the Andy Ward Proficient X Secret Weapon, which is a Duetto 12mm orbit, 6-inch backing plate, 6-inch pad, 6-inch backing, 7-inch face, big old yellow pad. And so we need to, actually I don't need this. We need to prepare this for finishing. So let me get this off of here. All right, so priming, if you watched or if you didn't watch the video series with Jason Rose, priming of a, whatever you call this, foam pad is quite a bit easier. I can prime on the fly. So I'm going to take and add 4 dots. Since this is a random orbit, this will spread the polish. So what I'm going to do, speed 2 on the machine, and I'm going to run it for about 30 seconds. And you probably can't see it on camera, but now I have a nice, smooth, slick amount of product on the surface. There's a little bit of concentration on the 4 dots, but we have it spread around adequately. 2 new dots. That's called, what does he call that? Reloading the pad. And so I want to remove this. So when you have a diminishing polish like this, you always want to remove it and start fresh. So I'm going to do large sections of the car. Set it around. Speed 4.5. 4.5 on the Duetto. Keep the pad flat. Let it do its thing. And this will jewel up the paint. This is a little bigger than I normally would do, but I feel as though the 7-inch pad affords me the ability to do this bigger section. One more pass. I normally do this a little bit faster. I didn't mention, forgot to mention, you should eraser wipe this down before. Yeah. So you should wipe this down with a with an IPA, or I use Carpro eraser prior to doing your finishing. So in between your compounding and finishing stage, you should do a wipe down. Yeah. Subtle difference, but we get a lot more gloss, a little more depth and clarity I feel like I get after doing that finishing stitch. There you go. So we're going to do that with the whole car. We'll have this thing knocked out in an hour. Modification I forgot to do, and pull this off. We're just finishing up, all the polishing. So last couple of little steps of the finish polish, then we're going to lower the car down. Mike's going to cover it. And then, lesson I learned on my M3, I did this wrong. You're best to just cut the leash off and leave the little rubber surround in place. On the M3, I cut the rubber surround, or the plastic surround, and now it looks unfinished. That's the way to go. That way, you know, I understand it goes here, but if you have a leash on here and you drop it, then it goes wham and smacks right there. Instead, if I drop it here and it drops to the ground, I'd rather break this and get a new one than damage my paint. So finishing polish is almost done. We got the rotors all taped off here so we can paint the hubs. Once the hubs are painted, so we're going to cover the whole car. Once the hubs are painted, we'll lower the car down, eraser it, and then go to crystal serum light. Here's part of our problem, right? Yep. We have
wet plugs.
Wet plugs.
Some are normal and some are rich. So the tune is not any
janky.
Good. Yeah. So see, these would be like pretty normal.
Yep.
Those are both. That one's kind of lean. That one's wet. That one's wet.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that jankiness. That's why we're going to go with a much simpler option. Yep. I don't need 420 foot-pounds of torque.
No.
Or no, 480 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't need any of that. So we're going to detune it and get these suckers from looking like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to. So I guess if we put the factory downpipes back on, we'll gain cats.
Yep.
But we're still missing the secondary cats, and I'm always going to miss it.
Yep.
So I wonder if we tune back to stock. I guess we'll just get a CEL for a little while.
Yeah, and I don't even think you get a CL with secondary cats deleted. Just primaries.
Not normally,
Yeah, just primaries. So you'd be all right.
You aftermarket downpipe, you get the...
Now I'm gonna do an active tune. Real simple, real basic, you know, active tune.
It'll probably run a lot better.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that job's done. Put these in the trash. Okay, so here's the plan. We're gonna paint the rotor hats and the hubs. There's a big controversy here. I said I wanted to paint the hubs. They thought by hubs I meant rotor hats. And so they were gonna paint the rotor hats and not the hubs. I wanted the hubs painted. So now we're gonna paint the hats and the hubs and we'll see how it goes. So we're covering up the car here prior to the coating, and then so we don't get any overspray. Gonna get that done, then we're gonna get our layer of CSL on the thing. Do you have two of them?
You don't know the difference between
Okay, good. So we're gonna do two on the ground.
You don't know the difference between the
I
hat
thought
and the
he didn't know the difference because he pointed at the hat and said hub. Can you paint the I want to paint the
think Matt
hub.
knows the
And the
difference?
hubs were so dirty, nasty. I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, now we got clean hubs. Nobody felt compelled to grab the force rotation, the melee. I have zero interest in that thing. All right, so step one, we're using a, what do you call that? A rust
inhibited primer.
Yep. What he said. And now I'm just doing a quick black paint. And that's the extent of it. So this is a high temp caliper paint, yeah.
It's just a tack coat, so we'll do a real good coverage coat after.
It's just a caliper paint. And then where's the rusty?
For 900 degrees Fahrenheit.
So using this for a primer. Yeah, that looks a little.
We got a spot right here.
That looks quite a bit better. No more rust. Okay, hubs are painted, hats are painted, car's uncovered. Now we're going to use a bunch of eraser, use an ample amount of eraser to, or you can use isopropyl alcohol. We're going to use carpro eraser, wipe down, get all the polish oils off, and prepare it for coating both the glass, which we're going to do with Wolf's glass sealant. We're going to do the trim with Wolf's nano trim sealant and CSL. We're going to do CSL first because that requires the most amount of curing time. The eraser's pretty simple.
Misfire, those are both misfire.
Yeah, you already had misfire codes.
Yeah, because the freaking plugs were all.
The plugs were jacked.
Yeah.
These other ones are just lights.
So obviously we want to be careful that we don't mar up the paint after doing all this work getting it corrected.
They had misfire codes. That's why the plugs are so nasty looking.
Yep. We gonna fix that, bro. We're gonna get this thing back to legit.
Back to stock.
So I'm gonna do active, so it'll make probably 360, 350 at the wheels, and probably 400 foot-pounds of torque.
That's plenty.
But it'll be much more linear and less hacky.
Because you want to be able to actually drive it,
Yeah.
control it.
And then we have brand new tires. Now we gotta figure out why that one tire is leaking air. But why are you washing a clean car, man? You're always washing clean cars. I mean, do we? I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you guys want to go to the gym or not?
No.
No?
I mean,
Bunch of babies.
Or
We just don't want to go to CrossFit. That's what it is.
or
We want to go pick
we
up
could stay here and do the downpipes.
Ooh, downpipes sound fun. I want to put stock down.
Can't do both.
This time I didn't mess it up. On my M3, I don't know why I was thinking I cut the whole plastic piece off,
I'll give this to you before I forget.
and now it looks crappy. Like this.
There's a little thing I can see.
See, I just cut this off, but on my M3 I cut this whole ring off.
So there's no.
So it looks white,
Oh,
looks
yeah,
terrible.
looks like there's something missing.
I need to get a new one.
I know, but I didn't bring any pads.
Say what?
I said I should have brought some pads to custom punch.
I don't really have the hammer for it. I need to get one.
Got all this.
Use a sledge
Sledge
axe.
axe. The back of the sledge axe. Just slam.
You need a rubber, or not a rubber, but like a hard plastic mallet. Yeah.
Deadblow hammer.
No, but I mean you could use that, but Crap, we should have polished the windows. There's something on this, isn't there?
That's what, yeah, no, that's what I was. We
There's-
auto script them, but we didn't.
Wolves will stick to anything. We'll try it.
What are you putting wolves on?
All the windows.
Oh,
So first we'll have to do the trim. We'll do all the trim, the rubber. There really isn't much. So what we'll do is we'll coat it. We'll let it sit all night. Tomorrow morning we'll come and XO it. We'll do 2 coats. Because we can do a coat of XO and an hour later do a second coat. Because what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.